Hello, hello, hello. It is Linda G. Robert. You are back in the groove again, coach and your travel agent with Travel Only. Today, we are focusing on Norwegian Cruise, and we're going to be focusing on the Canada New England cruises. So let me share my screen here so we can take a look at the offerings for this particular cruise line. All right. Now, I've done a bit of filtering. We're looking at the Canada and New England cruises. You can see there are different departures: Baltimore, Boston, Quebec City, New York. So just for the sake of today, we're going to be looking at some that are leaving in September 2024. Now, I'm just going to scroll down so you can see the names of the cruises as well as the ships. So here we have a 7-day cruise on the Norwegian Breakaway, Canada, New England, Newport, and Portland from New York. And just a little bit about the pricing. Yes, prices will change, but you might notice that as it gets closer to the sail date, that prices will increase. So the longer you book your cruise, so the further ahead you book your cruise, the more cost effective it would be for you. So we have one here, and in a few minutes, I'm just going to choose one of them. We have another one here, Halifax and Sydney, Norwegian Jade. That's the name of that cruise, the ship. And this one is on the Breakaway again in New York. Another one from New York, Bar Harbor and Newport. Now, when you take a look at each of these sailings, this one here has 6 ports of call: New York, Newport in Rhode Island, Boston in Massachusetts, Portland in Maine, St. John, Bay of Fundy, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and New York. So take a look at, they might seem to be the same itinerary, but they're not. This one here leaves from Quebec City. And you'll see Quebec and Saguenay in La Baie, Quebec, Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, Sydney in Cape Breton Island, Halifax, and New York. So they are not the same cruises, quite a variety of itineraries. Now, when you view this cruise, and we're just choosing one, there you see there's a different ship right here. This one is on the Norwegian Gem. It's a different cruise ship altogether. And this one you get to see Portland and Bar Harbor and Quebec City as well. So let's just view this one here. One thing to keep in mind is that, of course, there are going to be a lot of different excursions. And for your information, when you book a cruise with Norwegian, the first guest in the room receives $50 credit on each of the excursions. So if you have a shore excursion, like 2 shore excursions in one day, that first guest will receive $50 off each and every excursion, which is really, really interesting. So when we go to this site, we have the itinerary, and we'll just take a look at this particular itinerary. 7 days, 7 ports, which is really cool. So that means no sail dates. These are things that I like to look at. Again, depending on the type of vacation you want, this one's packed every day. You're going to be getting to a different city, maybe even a different state. This one does leave from Quebec. You are at sea on that first day. Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, Sydney, Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia. The next day, Halifax, the next day, Portland, the next day, Bar Harbor in Maine, and then Boston, Massachusetts. Quite a nice itinerary. So again, like I was saying, depending on the type of vacation you want, you might want to have one that has several ports. You know, if you're booking a 14-day holiday, and you've got 12 days, 12 ports, well, that's quite a bang for your money. Or if you want a relaxed holiday, well, then you might want one that doesn't have as many port days. So you want to keep these kind of things in mind. Now, this one is a 7-day cruise, and you have 7 days, 7 ports, which is really interesting. You'll also see here dates and prices, depending on the room that you're getting. The inside cabin, ocean view, balcony, club balcony. So this ship in particular does not have the solo studios. Solo studios are for solo travelers. Doesn't necessarily mean that you are single. For example, maybe Aunt Jean wants to come along and she doesn't want to be in your room, so she might get a solo studio. But on this particular ship, there isn't one. We can't see it here listed at all. And let's take a look at some of the shore excursions. Now, sometimes they're listed ahead of time. Because this is in September, a lot of these excursions are probably planned out already. We can see here there's going to be one or quite a few in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, some in Nova Scotia, of course, coastal drive to Peggy's Cove. So quite a few different excursions here. Portland, if you want to see all the excursions. Now, the excursions can be booked by your travel agent, by me, for example, or once you get on the ship, you can also book them as well. So lots of interesting, excursions on each of the itineraries that you're going to see. So let's go back. I want to show you a video of this particular cruise. I'm going to share another screen with you so you can take a look at what the ship looks like. This is the Breakaway. Here we go. There's all sorts of entertainment on these, and from ship to ship, you will have different entertainment. I've been on 5 cruises, 3 different ships, and the entertainment was quite varied. I was really pleased. You will see some common restaurants. Oftentimes, they do have water slides. Not every ship has this type of activities for children. The food is always great. So many different restaurants. It was quite entertaining. Ooh, fun. Now let's go back to what I did. I clicked on the onboarding experience. And of course, every ship will have its dining halls, a lot of different dining halls, a lot of different bars. Take a look at some of these bars. Oh, this is an interesting one. Yes, you kind of wonder why they're dressed like that. Well, that's because when you go inside, it is really cold. This is the vodka ice bar, and they do provide, of course, these beautiful jackets and capes to wear inside that bar. Lots of different bars to choose from. Shaker's Martini Bar, Norman's Pour Bar, variety of entertainment. Again, here we're talking about the Breakaway. We've got the excursions, burn the floor, lots of great entertainment. And there are a lot of different activities. Now, I could speak to the spa. One of the things that I decided to do on the last cruise that I took was I went to the spa thermal suite. I ended up by getting a pass for about 4 days, which gave me access to the thermal suite, hot tubs and saunas and steam rooms. Just it was so worth it for me. And of course, you can go to the gym. What I did was I went to the gym first, and then I would go into the thermal suite and just relax. It was absolutely fantastic. And of course, if you're into shopping, you can't go wrong with all of the shopping that's available there. So I hope this gave you an idea of, well, number one, the Breakaway, of course, but number two, the itinerary, right? So this one here, you'll always see a map, does start, let's see, no, right. Well, this is a different one. So this is the one that starts in New York and then has a at sea day, and then Portland, and then Bar Harbor, and then the Bay of Fundy, and then Halifax, and then back to New York that morning. So the embarkation and disembarkation are, this one's in New York. So these are things you want to keep in mind, is where do you want to leave from? And, in this particular case, they do have different departure dates, a lot of different departure ports as well. So if you want to visit your country and parts of United States, well, you could choose to leave from New York, maybe spend a few days in New York beforehand, or you could choose to leave from Boston, spend a few days in Boston beforehand, choose to leave from, let's just go back to this one, where you're leaving from Quebec City, and of course, spend a few more days in Quebec City before you head out to the cruise. If you want further information on any of these cruises, my name is Linda G. Robert, and you could send me an email at lrobert@travelonly.com. I'll add the link below as well. Take care. Have a great day. Oh, I should add, great for families, right? Great for different generations as well. There's entertainment for all ages, really. Children, toddlers, as well as teenagers. They have clubs for the different age groups, which is just, one of the things that I love about Norwegian Cruise Line. All right. See you next month when I'm going to present another itinerary for you.